Hello everyone, my name is Radiol Sitohang and my partner is Ranggar Ditya Putra Pratama, and today we will present our project about health laboratory app testing. Okay, for the testing tools we have JUnit and Jacoco Coverage. JUnit is a testing framework for Java programming language. JUnit has been important in the development of test-driven development and is one of the family of unit testing framework which is collectively known as XUnit that originated with SUnit. The Jacoco plugin is a NetBeans plugin that enhances the existing NetBeans functionality with new code and coverage features. The plugin also works as a transparent additional services that colors all Java files according to the test unit uh, coverage information. So what is the health laboratory app? The purpose of this app is to help employees manage their laboratory product inventory so that employees don't need to check the product manually in the laboratory storage. We can also manage our employees in this application. Okay, we have uh, uh, actually 4 files, but I will explain 2 of them, which is employees test.java and DAO login test.java. I will explain you the code. Okay, um, we have 2 files here, which is login test.java and employee test.java. Now I will explain. I will show you the test. We have to test in login, which is test get by is for login and the add user is for register. Now I'll explain the get by method test. First of all, we set the email and the password. After that, we make a list, and if we make a list and we run the method, and we change the list to array, and we check if the array length is more than 0. If the array test is 0, there is no user and the test will fail. But if the array length is more than 0, then there is the user in the database and the test will succeed. Now the second part is test add user. In here we can see we have to set the email name and password first, and then we make the DAO login object, and then we create the expectation result, which is index. And after we create the result variable, it will run to the instance at user instance, and then we compare the result with the expectation we made earlier. If it's the same, then the test is succeed. Okay, now on to the second class, which is the employee test.java. We have to test in here, which is the test login user and test save user. I will explain the test save user first. First of all, we set the data we need, like the name, the email, and the password. And then we make an expectation result, which is index. And after we create the result variable where it will run save user instance, and then we compare the result with the expectation we made earlier. If it's the same, then the test is succeed. Next we have test login user. Here we test the method when user click the login button. First step, set all the data we need, like email and password. We don't need name because it's for login. And then we make an expectation result, which is the dashboard page. And then after that we create the result variable, going to the login user instance, and then we compare the result and the expectation in the earlier. If it's the same result, and the test is succeed. Okay, maybe that's all from me. The presentation will be continued by Ranggar Aditya Putra Pratama. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Rangga Raditya. I'm from Group 2. Now I will explain about the testing implementation in DAO product test.java and product test.java. In here, two class have the 100% test pass. Okay, now I wanna show the implementation code in NetBeans using JUnit. Okay, the first class is the product test Java. In here we test 5 methods. Okay, the first one is test retrieve table product method. Okay, in here we test for method for show the data product data to the table. Okay, and the first one we call the DAO product object, and we use the list of product, and we change the return of retrieve table product to the array and get the length. And if the length is empty, the test is not passed. And if the result is not empty, the test is passed. Okay. And for the second one is test get by ID. This method is used for show the product data by its ID. Okay. In these cases, we use the ID product 29 for references. Okay. And the first one we call the dot product object, and we use the list of product to run the get by ID method, and use the ID product variable by to use in the argument for gets by ID parameter. Okay, and we check the result variable. If the result is empty, the pass the test is not passed. If the result is not empty, the test is passed. Okay, and next is test at product method. In here, method, the function of the method is for create a new product to the database. Okay, and the first one we set all the data like name, category, supplier, and stock. Okay, and after that we create an object and run the method. Use the product object for the argument. Okay, and after that, after we run the add product method, we check the product object. If the product is not null, the not null, the test is passed. Is the product is null, the product is not passed. Okay, and after that we check the test. We testing the test delete user. The delete user method function is for delete product data from database. Okay, the first one we create the references variable ID product. In this cases we use the 23. Okay, so we want to delete product with ID 23. Okay, and after that we create a dot product object, and in here we must use a session hibernate because we want to call the session in here for create a new product object. So in here we check. Okay, and after we run the delete user product, and after that we create a new object product, and we name it with delete product, and we create a session get product class for ID product, and after that we check the delete product variable in here. Check the delete product object. If the delete product by reference ID product is null, the test is passed because the product is deleted. Okay, so it's null. And if the result is not null, the pass not pass. Okay, the testing not pass. Okay, the last one for DAO product test class is test edit user. This is for testing the edit user method for edit or update product data from database. Okay, and the first one, we create a DAO product object and we set all the data product for the update. For example, we want to update product ID, a product with ID 17, and we change the data with name, category, supplier, and stock. Okay, and then after we set all the data, we run the edit user method, and we create a new object that is the update product, and use the station.get, and we by reference by its ID. So for these cases is 17, and we want to update the product with ID 17. And in here we check the expectation result with in here we're testing the name of the product after that is updated. So we check if the if after the update chip name is update, same with the expectation result. For this example is CEPAT rapid test, and if this same with the result after updated, the testing is passed. And if the expectation result and result not same, so this, for example, CPAT rapid test is not same with this one, the testing not pass. Okay. Okay, and the next part is product test Java. This is we check the functionality, uh, functionality for button like create, update, and delete in application is used for the button like button click. Okay, and the first method is test get all record. This is used for show all data product to the table. Okay, and for this one we use the expectation result 15 for the length of the product, and we check if the expectation result same with result, convert to array and get the length. If the same, the test is passed. If not the same, if the length of the array product not the same, the test not passed. Okay, and the second method is test get by ID. This test used for testing method used for search button. The first one we set the ID. Sorry. The first one we set the ID. In here we set the ID one. So we use the expectation result dashboard. So if you look this method, if this success, it will return to the dashboard, and if not success, it will return to dashboard error. Okay, and we use my expectation is the method is success, so we create the expected result is dashboard. Okay, and we compare them with result. For instance, get by ID. If the expectation result same with result, the test is passed. If not same, the test is not passed. Okay, and next method is test save product. This method is used for the save or create button in application. So the first one we set all the data. After that we create the expectation result. Same with the get by ID. The expectation is dashboard. So if success, it will return to the dashboard page. Okay, and we compare the expected result with result. If the same, the test pass, and and if not same, the test is not passed. Okay, and the next method is edit product. This is used for the edit or update button. So same with the last one, we set all the data for update like ID, name, category, supplier, and stock, and we use the expected result for dashboard. Go to dashboard, and for we compare them with result is instant edit product. Okay, and if the expectation result same with result, the test is passed, and if the not same, the test not pass. And the last one is test delete product. This method used for delete button in application. Okay, so we set what's the ID product uh, we will delete. So we set the ID with 18. So I want to delete product with ID 18. Okay, and we set the expectation result for this method to the dashboard, and we compare with the result variable that is instant delete product. If the expectation result same with result, the test is passed, and if not same, the test is not passed. Okay, it is all for two class. So we are going to next slide. Okay, after we testing with JUnit, in this project, we test too with Jekyll coverage. This is coverage analysis. We test for two package. There is Pojo and DAO. In Pojo, there is three class, and we only test two class. There is product and employees. So in product, Mrs. Instruction is 82% and Mrs. Brands 50%. And for employee test, for employee class, for Mrs. Intrusion is 78% and Mrs. Brains 50%. Okay, sorry. And the next package is DAO. This is for logic in this application. We're testing two class. There is DAO product and DAO login. For DAO product, Mrs. Instruction is 88%, and for DAO login, Mrs. Instruction is 86 points. Okay, that is all my presentation. If we have any problem or mistake, please forgive us. Thanks for attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.